Hi, today I'm going to show you how to draw a circle that turns into a sphere. So this is 3D and we're going to use drawing magic to create an illusion. So we're going to start with a circle, and when we draw a circle, we start with our shoulder, our elbow, go down to our hand. So if I move my shoulder in a circle and I move my elbow in a circle, my hand's gonna move in a circle, and I just guide it along and I can come up with a pretty decent circle. And you're like, well, she's an art teacher. She's supposed to be able to draw a circle. And I just will say to you, but if you think about it that way, you can go back in and you can erase what you're missing. Think about that. Shoulder, start with your shoulder. You can do this while you're watching and while you're listening. You'll go from your shoulder to your elbow to your hand, and then you can trace over it, okay? That's a pretty doggone good circle if I say so myself. So you're gonna choose, where is your light source coming from? Is it coming from the top, the left, the right, the front? And I'm gonna keep it easy peasy, and I'm gonna make it from the top right here. I'm gonna draw a little sunshine with little sunbeams. And so when the light shines down, you don't have to draw this part. When the light shines down, we're gonna have our brightest part here, we're gonna have our shadow here on the object, and then we're having a cast shadow. Cast just means it's thrown off from the object. Like you cast a fishing line if you've ever gone fishing before, or you cast out a demon. Okay, so after you draw your circle, choose your light source, you're gonna shadow on the opposite side. And when I shadow, I start very dark. I'm pressing hard with my pencil, very dark, almost as hard as it can go, without tearing the paper or stressing the paper out. And I'm gonna make a crescent moon shape. As I color, you guys will notice this too, as you kind of shade along here and create your darkest value, you're gonna notice your pencil kind of wears away and creates an angle on that pencil, and that's gonna make it easier. I always start with my darkest shade because it makes it easier to shade lighter as you go along, because you're wearing that angle in your pencil. Just keep that angle right there. Color along, creating value. I say coloring, we're not really coloring. Okay, so I have kind of a crescent moon shape right here. But I'm also kind of closing it up as I go along, and I'm getting lighter. I'm not creating any kind of stripes. Stripes are the enemy in this. And as I get lighter, I'm closing up my circle. Some people like to use the side of their pencil. That's okay. I just feel like I have more control over the pencil when I hold it this way. Pardon me. So I'm getting lighter, just smoothing in my white parts as light as I can. I want to hide the paper color because remember, I'm creating an illusion. We have a flat piece of paper, we're making it look 3D. If your arm hurts right now, relax. Get lighter and lighter and lighter. Relax your shoulder, relax your arm. Look at that. I'm going super light, almost like I'm kind of tickling along like that. And I'm gonna go back over it and smooth it out. I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna squint. Now I'm coloring a little bit in the opposite direction just to kind of smooth my lines. I'm gonna press with my finger. Now, notice I didn't rub across. I don't have like the circle and rub across like that, because that creates a lot of work. Keep it inside the circle like that, and then you can, you have to do a lot of work. You have to erase a lot around the outside of that one. Just don't do that. It just makes a lot of extra work for you. So then I can come in and I can create some shine, or just the highlight on the circle. Go over it, blend it, and then I want to create what's called the cast shadow. So I have a really nice smooth transition from dark to light on my sphere. When I create my cast shadow, all that is just an elongated shape of the shape that you have drawn. So if it's a square, it's just gonna be a longer square, but it's always gonna come across this dark side. So we're gonna just draw a skinny, our light's coming down this way, so the shadow comes out this way. Just gonna draw a longer shadow here. And then I'm gonna use my pencil again. This is gonna be dark. I like to leave just a little tiny hair space between my object and the space that's on. When we create these cast shadows when we're drawing, we also give our shape, or now it's a form, a place to be. So it could tell a story in the end, but basically this one's just kind of on a table. Color it in, and then I'm gonna cast on the cast shadow. I'm gonna make it even darker, this part right here, and I'm just gonna go lightly across to kind of cover up a little bit. So we've got a little bit of space there. Make sure if you make some eraser marks that you're not blowing your eraser marks, because that blows germs around. Then you can go back in, you kind of clean things up. Also, when you're drawing, make sure you're sitting up straight. Make sure that you have really good posture, because that also kind of tells your brain that you mean business. If you want to, this makes it even have more of a place. You can do what I call a horizon line. Most people call it that. It's a stop-start line. So the line starts here, stops at the circle, now the sphere. Boop. Take your pencil, go like this. Look, you've got a realistic looking object sitting on a table right there. So have at it, have fun, relax. For some of you guys, this is the first time you did this. And make sure you don't smudge with your finger. So shoulder, elbow, hand to make that circle.